What is up? Welcome to Post Concert High, the podcast where the show doesn't end. Follow along as we chat about all things concerts, bands, and venues in the CLE. Do you have your ticket ready? Because the show is about to begin.
Ciao. I sure did Google something.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's
Okay,
some other ones.
so this week we're going ciao.
We're going ciao.
I like it.
Ciao means hello or goodbye in Italian, in case you didn't know.
Well, ciao.
Ciao.
Is that common in other countries?
Apparently.
They use the same word for hello and goodbye.
Yes, I did notice that.
So how do you decipher?
So hollow. I don't know. Bonjour means good day. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce that in Korean. I'm so sorry.
It probably doesn't
be
sound
bad.
anything like it looks.
No. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple that are like that.
Well, I like ciao.
Yeah. Ciao.
Ciao.
Anyway. How was your week?
It was good. How was your week?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Just another week.
Another week. The weather was really nice.
Oh, it was so good.
And
I
now
cannot
it's-
wait until that's regularly.
Yeah, because now it's cold again. It's our life in
This
Ohio.
is our life. Yep.
Yeah.
So today's episode is about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees.
Very exciting.
And they have little awards that they do as well, so we'll kind of explain that also. But we'll start off with the Rock Hall's kind of some history on it, and then we will move forward. Do you want to start on that, Danielle?
Yeah. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was established in 1983. It is located here in Cleveland, Ohio, but it wasn't built and opened until 1995. They started it in 93, opened in 95. So the Rock Hall was already a thing before they actually made a permanent location
Home
for it.
right?
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to the Rock Hall, like it's a really cool like a pyramid shaped building. And it has they like rotate their inventory I forgot what they said, every like couple months or something, I think.
Yeah.
On what is displayed, and they have a bunch of different like items. They have like thousands of items from from different people that they rotate in and out, which is pretty interesting and cool.
Right. I mean, I've seen like smaller things from like notes up to like clothing or even like vehicles.
Yep.
There. So it's
a pretty cool place.
Yeah. And it's nice that you could go and then come back and it be different and see new things.
Exactly, yeah. And it's cool. They actually have like 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 different floors. And on one of the floors they have like a garage band type thing, so you can like literally set up your own band. So like the last time I was there, like all the directors got on an instrument and sang.
That's
and like
cool.
we had like our own band, and like all
That's
the
fun.
kids were outside just watching us, and like
Yeah.
so that's kind of cool. And then they have an area where you can like sit down with different instruments and like kind of learn it, and like I don't know. There's a lot of cool different things you can do there.
It's nice when it's like interactive and it's not
Yeah.
just walking around looking at stuff too.
For sure. Definitely.
So the first year, I'm off my game today, guys. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm like just brain fogged. What year? So the first year that they did inductees was 1986.
The first group was inducted on January 23rd of 1986. No?
You're reading that somewhere and I can't see it.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Okay, see, I'm like just brain fog today. Don't mind me.
It's okay. You're good.
Okay, I was like, I know I have these notes somewhere. Jeez. It's a good thing we don't have video yet.
Good thing, yes. There were some big named people during that first induction ceremony.
Yes, where did it go?
Down. Nope, go back.
There we go.
No, wait, up. Well, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you
no,
can do
this is
there.
it.
Okay.
So Chuck Berry, James Brown, Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Fats Domino, the Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, and Elvis Presley. And they each have a different artist that presents
Yeah.
for them, which is really
That's cool.
cool.
Yeah. Also some big name people who do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a little bit of a background on there. Definitely recommend if you live in the Cleveland area to at least go once. Like you can also buy a pass, a yearly pass, where you can just go whenever.
We might have to
Not
look
that
into
expensive either.
No?
No.
No. And I mean, even if you live a couple hours away,
Yeah.
like travel.
There's so much to do in Cleveland anyway, so you
Right?
could just hit a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, the Science Center is right next door.
Yes, which is Science Center is pretty cool. Plus, they're just trying to build up that area in general down there.
They're actually, I think they're expanding. They're making another building for the Rock Hall.
Yeah, they just started the expansion.
Yeah,
which
that's awesome.
Will be really cool.
And they have like classes too. They have like little areas where you can like take a class.
Really?
A lot of times it's for like school groups or something who come and then they like do like a music history class on a certain thing in the history. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done that?
We do it every time we go.
Oh, okay.
If we play at the Rock Hall, like in the morning, Fox 8 will we'll do our little Fox 8 thing and we're in the front of the Rock Hall. And then like after we perform, we go into the Rock Hall. They give us like a little, I don't know, it's like a half hour, 45-minute like session. And then we get to go and like explore.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's definitely pretty cool.
Do they do that for like all the schools in the area or they just do it?
So I know we have to set it up. So like if they set it up that way, then they would.
Okay.
So I think they have that option to have a class if the school wants to sign up for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For sure. For sure.
So the induction ceremony hasn't always been held in Cleveland.
Yes.
The majority of the ceremonies have been held at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. It's also been held in Los Angeles. Right now, it's held in Cleveland every 3 years, which is pretty nice that it...
So I'm guessing it just like there's a rotation.
Rotation of some sort, yeah.
Which would make sense to have it in Cleveland because it's here, but apparently more celebrities live in New York and Los Angeles.
Yes.
You know.
It does make sense.
They didn't choose Cleveland to live. I don't know why, but you know.
I know, right?
We're up there with New York and Los Angeles, duh. I would choose if I stay. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. I would go somewhere else.
Would you?
I was gonna say I would stay here if I ever got famous, but then I'm like, no, I would move to a nice little small, quaint little house somewhere where it's warm all the time.
You know, the warmer it gets, though, the more bugs there are.
I know. Even in like North Carolina and South Carolina, they have like palmetto bugs, which are just like roaches.
Oh yeah, I've seen them in like Myrtle Beach.
They just come out every time it rains, and I'm like, I could not deal with that.
No, is it better than those big centipedes in Hawaii?
Honestly, though, I caught one last time I was in. I think it was in North Carolina. I caught one because it was in our Airbnb. And the girl I was with was like freaking out. And I was like, oh, it's kind of cool looking though. She's like, get it outside.
Are they small?
No, they're like the big, thick boys.
Oh. So cockroaches don't freak you out, but centipedes do?
Yeah, because there's just so many legs.
Too many legs?
They like...
Okay. Just too many legs.
Gross. I don't know.
Oh, I don't like them at all. Any of them.
Agreed. Yeah. They're just annoying and gross. Anyway, we are off topic.
It's okay. So, in order to be considered for a nomination and be eligible, it has to have been 25 years after the release of their first single, their first album, whatever their first thing is that they released, which is I like that they do that because then they have a well-established
Yes.
career. They've been around. It's not like people that are just like jumping into the scene and
Right.
automatically getting
Have like a
inducted.
like a one-hit wonder and then they're never in it again.
Yeah, it's like that kind of defeats the purpose. Like it
Yeah.
needs to be artists that they've been
Agreed.
very influential. You know, they're well known. They've put in their time.
For sure.
So that's really really cool that they do that. Which I mean, 25 years goes by fast though.
Yeah, it does. And then it also so like there was a thing where you can like vote on. There was one year I went and like they had like a machine that you could like vote on who you want to be an inductee.
One of the nominees for the year. Okay.
So like that was kind of cool. But then it also says that ballots are sent to over or more than 1,000 rock experts, quote experts, and they evaluate the candidates, and whoever has the most votes gets inducted.
That's interesting. I wonder if they're like producers and like mixers and stuff that have been in the industry or like currently work in the industry.
Or it's just like Joe Bob down the street.
They're
like,
rock upstairs.
Like I go to the bar every Friday, listen to the rock.
Hey, band. I mean that doesn't,
which is true.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm sure
qualified to
for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. So like I don't know. So that's kind of cool, but and it also says that numbers vary depending on the year. So like one year 7 people were inducted. Another year,
yeah, it's a different amount.
Yeah. Oh, here it says starting in 2012, fans could vote on a fan ballot with an equal weight to the other ballots. New inductees are honored at an annual ceremony held at the Hall of Fame in Cleveland every even-numbered year. And either New York City or Los Angeles every odd number year.
Okay.
So it's going to be in LA this year, right? Or New York?
No, I thought it was.
Because last year it was in Cleveland.
Was it? Oh.
Because my friend went and paid $1 million. I'm just kidding. It wasn't $1 million. Yeah. It was a lot of money.
They did just release their list of their concert series. I think I sent it to you on Instagram. They just released their concert schedule.
Oh.
Which not see there's a lot, yeah.
I'll have to look at it.
So this year it's going to be at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles on November 8th.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, last year's was at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, which is just Rocket Arena now.
Right. Like, can we just stick with a name, please?
It's actually the Gund.
Yeah, I still call it the Gund Arena. Yeah.
And it was on October 19th last year. I understand why it's so expensive, but I don't know if I would. I don't know.
Well, maybe we can think about that for when it comes back to Cleveland.
I think it's like in the thousands, though. Would you
know
do that?
What? I'll just pull out a loan, or I'll sell a kidney,
yeah.
and we'll go. We'll start a GoFundMe.
Perfect.
Okay.
Send Danielle and Kelsey to the Rock Hall induction ceremony in 2026.
Report all about it.
Yeah, that would make for a really good show, actually.
Yes. Totally. I promise I would be in my A game, not under this brain fog that I am today.
Okay. It's all good. Oh, so yeah, it says over 1,000 industry professionals and fans cast ballots.
So it could be Bob down the street.
It could be Bob down the street, yeah.
Or did you say Joe Bob?
Joe Bob.
Joe Bob. I like Joe Bob better.
Joe Bob. Maybe he goes by Bob for short sometimes.
Joe Bob? I don't know. The Joe Bob just...
Joe Bob.
has a nice ring to it.
It does.
Instead of Bob.
Perfect. This year, there were, I think it was 7 nominees. I have a lit. Oh, I don't. I forgot my thing.
I have the picture that you sent me.
Oh, that would work. There were 7.
7 this year. That's a good number, I feel.
Yes. 7 is a good number. Um, so the first person in this performer category for the inductees of 2025 was Bad Company.
Yes. And if you don't know, because I didn't know.
I don't know if I know who they are.
I've heard of them. I don't know if I've ever. I'm sure I've probably heard their music.
Well, I've heard of Paul Rogers.
So, Bad Company is a rock band formed in 1973 in Westminster, London. It was formed by singer Paul Rogers and drummer Simon Kirke, guitarist Mick Ralphs, and bassist Boz Burrell. Simon Kirke is the only member to remain throughout the band's entire run, while him and Ralphs were the only members to appear on every studio album. So they had a major success through the 1970s. Their first 3 albums, Bad Company, Straight Shooter, and Run the Pack, reached the top 5 in the album charts in both the UK and the US. Many of their singles and songs, such as Bad Company, Can't Get Enough, Feel Like Making Love, Shooting Star, Burning Sky, Rock and Roll Fantasy, remain staples of classic rock radio. They've sold 20 million RIAA certified albums in the US and 40 million worldwide. That's
a lot.
That's a lot. And for it like being in the 70s?
Yeah,
Yeah. They initially disbanded in 1982 and then they reunited occasionally to record and tour until 2019. And then in 2023, Kirke revealed that they would be not continuing as a band following the development of Rogers' recent health issues. So the name did not come after the Jeff Bridges film Bad Company. It was actually, the idea came from a book of Victorian murals that showed a picture of an innocent child looking up at an unsavory character leaning against a lamppost. The caption read, "Beware of Bad Company."
Interesting.
Right. So according to the Rock Hall's website's little blurb on them, vocalist Paul, the voice Rogers' raspy musical voice is often cited as one of rock and roll's best, ranked 55th in Rolling Stone's 100 greatest singers of all time.
Makes sense. I was gonna say I've definitely heard of him. I don't know if I know any of those songs though. Maybe this makes me sound like a terrible
I feel like I've heard Can't Get Enough.
Music person. So they were definitely popular in like the 70s. That was their time period. So I'm sorry for anyone listening who knows and likes Bad Company. No, I don't know if I know it.
No? I feel like it might have been in a movie or something.
Possible. I definitely have heard him though.
I like it. It's very 70s.
Very 70s, yes. Well, maybe we have a new band to listen to.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard something by them.
Yeah.
It sounds very 70s.
I like his voice.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like raspy, but it's like gentle at the same time.
Which is why he was considered the voice.
Yes.
Good voice.
So, and then you have guitarist Mick Ralphs. High gain guitar riffs and heavy phrasing were the primary force behind the band's hard rock sound, while bassist Raymond Boz Burrell brought a perfectionist mentality and jazz sensibility to the group. Drummer Simon Kirke is considered a pioneer of modern rock and roll drumming, with his Ringo-influenced backbeat and powerful groove comparable to that of Keith Moon and John Bonham.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like they have plenty of years.
Plenty of experience.
Yeah.
Plenty of albums. I feel like, I mean...
And you said that they circulated a couple different people, correct?
Yes.
In their band? Okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot that's moved around.
So did the Did the lead singer ever change? Paul Rogers.
Yes.
So like it changed. I wonder how different their voices were. That's something I'm gonna look up later.
Yeah, I should have done that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Wait, hold on. Scroll up. Wait. Okay, hold on. I thought I saw it go down a little bit.
This one?
Never mind. So that's interesting.
Here's a
Okay.
little breakdown. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so like when did they stop performing?
I think it said 2019.
Okay. So they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Was it in my notes? Yeah.
Oh, yes, until 2019. Yep,
Yeah.
you did say that. Interesting. What a timeline.
Right?
So Simon Kirk was the only one who stayed
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes.
entire time.
Yes.
So lead vocals changed.
Paul Rogers,
Brian.
Brian Howe, Robert Hart. And then you got more Paul Rogers.
Interesting. I really just want to hear like the difference in those time periods.
Right.
I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, that's not something that happens very often. I mean, you have like a 3 days grace situation where the lead singer left and then they brought somebody in and then they just
Right, or like
got the
Linkin
original
Park.
back. Yeah. Don't get me started on Linkin Park. Do not get me started on Linkin Park.
No, not a fan. Not a fan. I know like the OG ones are always great and he was wonderful. But like
Okay.
you don't like it at all? Nothing?
No.
Mm.
I do not like it. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
So people don't come at me
right.
for
We're all allowed to have our own opinions.
I think the whole world agrees that no one's ever going to replace
Agreed.
Chester.
Yes.
Like that's not, and I don't think that anybody was
really
wanting that.
Yeah,
or wanting
yeah.
them to find. And I'm not saying that she can't sing. I just wish that they wouldn't perform the original stuff.
Like
if
just left that alone and then
leave that alone. Leave that as Chester's.
yeah.
Make your new stuff. I don't care if you kept the band name the same.
Yeah, I would
Even-
agree with that.
I don't care, but like don't sing the old stuff.
Yeah.
Leave that to Chester.
Agreed.
Is just my opinion. And there's plenty of people that are
No, I think
against
there's
that, but
no, I think there's a lot of people who would agree with you on that.
yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that on as well because he was the band.
Yeah.
Like I mean his vocals were so unique and like they were Linkin Park. So
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. But so anyway, I don't know where we were going with this.
We were talking about Paul Rogers.
Oh yeah, the
moving
change
around
with that.
and
Yeah.
changing, yeah. So they did have a gap where they didn't
Have him.
do any performing, which
Yeah.
I feel like that happens with a lot of bands. So they just need a break or they just
Are forcefully Rascal Flatts was going to go on their 25th anniversary tour in 2020. They were forcibly made to stop because of COVID.
Well, and that was supposed to be like their going away tour.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that was supposed to be their last tour. So then they split up. They did their own thing after COVID, and then they just came back for their tour.
That's nice. I
this
love
year.
them.
Yeah, I've seen them like 8 times. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never seen them. I wish like groups like that though would do multiple days in
Like a
certain
couple
cities.
shows.
Like Morgan Wallen
Yeah.
is going to be in Cleveland for 2 days.
Yeah.
To like give more people the opportunity to
Yeah, for sure.
see them.
Why is that not a thing?
I don't like. And I know that these bands are gone from their families and home for a long time when they're
Yeah.
on these tours. So I get it if they want to like cover more ground, but like
Right.
larger cities, like if you know you're
Like
really
larger,
popular,
yeah, like New York or
yeah,
LA, which some of them do. I know that.
yeah,
But like even like I don't know, stay like an extra day at like
Yeah.
like Columbus. I feel like that would be a good one to stay
Yeah.
in, or like
Yeah.
even like Cleveland's not that big, but like I feel like we have a lot of music people here.
we do, and I feel like the stadium shows tend to sell out
Yeah,
really, really quickly.
yeah, for sure.
So
Did you know Taylor Swift's Taylor Swift's guitarist is from Cleveland.
Really? I didn't know that.
And she's been with him since like the beginning.
That's awesome.
So like I'm like, that's so cool. Like, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
He's like old. He's like her dad's age, I would say.
But he can probably
And, like,
play really, really good.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, good. And it's so cute to see them like interacting on stage because they're like, I don't know.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've known each other forever. I don't know.
That's
Anyway.
cool that he's from Cleveland.
Right? All right.
But yeah, that's Bad Company.
Cool. Cool. What's that from? Is that from Reno? No. It's from
You do not watch those shows. Were you gonna say Reno 911?
Yeah, I don't watch that. Is that a bad thing?
Just don't know.
Just don't watch them?
Don't know.
Okay, well. That's fine because I haven't watched it, so it's cool. But there's a cool show I can see. No, it's the police one. The funny police one. Which is like all police shows. No, I'm just kidding. No, the funny one. Do you know what I'm talking? Listen, what's it? Bad Boys? What Cops? That was not a funny one.
Cops
That
is awesome, okay?
was off.
If that could have stayed on the air for the rest of my life, I would not have complained about
Oh
that.
my god, that's so funny. What a show. No. What's the funny one? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
I guarantee the people who are listening and know this show are gonna know it immediately.
Probably screaming it.
He's like, cool. It has Adam Sandberg in it. Andy Sandberg, the guy from what is that show? Anyway, that's gonna bother me now. I'm gonna figure it out.
You're gonna like randomly blurt it out later and be like,
Oh,
what?
I will. Hold on. It is. I'm gonna figure this out so we can move on. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure he's like cool. Oh my god, I don't know why I find it so funny.
Oh.
Anyway, all right. Next up, we have Chubby Checker.
Who was born Ernest Evans.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like that's a very unique name to give someone.
I don't think. Yeah. As nowadays.
Well, yeah, who knows?
But I would feel bad if you named your kid Chubby.
Chubby. Yeah.
So he's an American singer and dancer. He is widely known for popularizing many dance styles, including the twist, with his 1960s hit cover of Hank Ballard and the Midnight's R&B song "The Twist," and the pony dance style with the 1961 cover of the song "Pony Time." His biggest UK hit was "Let's Twist Again," was released 1 year later in 1962. That year, he also popularized the song "Limbo Rock," a previous year instrumental hit by the Champs, to which he added lyrics and its trademark limbo dance. He also introduced other dance styles such as the fly. The fly, I just think of Marty McFly.
I want to know what that looks like.
Oh boy.
Being annoying and buzzing around people. I'm just kidding. So anyway. Oh.
I gotta look this up now.
Just being annoying.
I don't think that's what it is. But you never know.
Just like hitting people's heads and stuff. Just oh man. Anyway. Come on, baby.
Let's do the
twist. All right, what's the Let's Twist Again? Is that like a remake?
Whoa.
They're doing the fly to classical music?
No, it's an ad.
I was like, what? Oh. It's like the hand wrist flick that makes it.
I like his voice.
Yeah, he has a good voice. Honestly, though, that gets some energy out. If you're feeling anxious, just shake those hands out.
Yeah.
This
would be a good dance for people that are like me and they're not coordinated and they really can't dance. Because you can do it.
You just flick your wrists.
Yeah.
That's it. So this is an easy dance to learn, you guys. If you ever need look it up. You ever need a good dance for a club or something? Just you need a fly. Why does it actually sound like a fly?
I don't know. That's funny. Sounded like our microphones earlier.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So where was I? Oh, in September 2008, The Twist topped Billboard's list of the most popular singles to have appeared on the Hot 100 since its debut in 1960.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
That's so random.
And it was an honor it maintained in an August 2013 update of the list. So I don't know if that's still the case, but
Interesting.
yeah.
Like I wonder why songs I guess now you have like the internet, so like things become popular again.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really interesting.
Yes, things are becoming popular again. I never
Right.
thought would be popular again. Like those bead lizards that we used to make
Really?
in like Girl Scouts. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I
Yes,
probably
yeah.
still have mine.
Yep. I think I probably have mine somewhere too. That's really funny. Oh my God. That's crazy.
So then in 2014, he was inducted into the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame, which I didn't know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. Where's that at? National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame.
I don't know. Maybe like Memphis.
That's cool though, but 100% is well worth it. I feel like he was a good person for that.
Yeah.
Thinking back, I feel like those like dance type songs were very popular
They were
during that time period.
Yeah. Because people like to dance.
Like yes, and you have like Soldier Boy came out and like all of those other ones.
Yeah.
Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time.
So the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame is an independent organization whose mission is to educate and to celebrate, preserve, promote, and present rhythm and blues music globally.
Cool. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like a. Maybe it doesn't have like a. Well, I would think it would have a home.
It just says location, United States. So it says it was founded in 2010. Its name was originally the official Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame. It was founded and developed by American professional basketball player Lamont Showboat Robinson, who is also an R&B activist and entrepreneur. So it says in 2022, a groundbreaking ceremony took place in Marks, Mississippi to start construction of a permanent location for the museum.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting location, Mississippi.
That would make sense. I feel like South you have like the rhythm and blues and like the Southern, like I feel like that's more from down South.
Yeah, I wonder if they finished it yet.
I would think so.
2022.
I don't know though, because they've been working on that building across from me for like 2 years now, so
That was like,
it's so ugly right now. Luckily, they're trying to really make it look just like the other building, but it's still huge.
It's way too big,
Well,
in my opinion.
They're gonna put oh shit, sorry. That's where like they're gonna keep inmates. It's gonna be the jail.
You're joking, right?
No, but I have thought this out. I'm like, if someone escapes, they're not gonna go into a building right next door. They're gonna run far away. So
you never know, because people used to get let out of Painesville City Jail and then they'd go to that BP that was on the corner that's not there anymore and steal the beer.
Really?
Like at one point they were locking the coolers because people would literally get out of jail and walk right in there and just take beer.
But like I was thinking more of like escaping. So like if an inmate,
okay.
if someone left, like if someone escaped from jail,
okay,
they would just not go into a building right next door. They would run.
Why?
Also, I don't have anything to offer in my apartment, so they could go to the if they get out of jail, they can go to the no, just I don't want to put that on the restaurant, but they can go somewhere else.
Let's not do the restaurant.
No, it's
But
it's
still,
a great restaurant.
But like, why would you think to put them there? Like, that makes no sense.
I mean, if you're thinking about Geauga, I feel like isn't Chardon like the biggest?
Yeah, but why would you put it there?
I mean, it's by the
That's-
courthouse.
Yeah, but that's not even the police station, right? Where's the police station at?
Maybe it isn't gonna be the jail. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's just it's way too big.
It is so big. Anyway, that's been like 2 years, so they could still be working on it. Whatever this is,
Yeah, I
The
couldn't find if it's done or
Rhythm
not,
and Blues
so.
Hall of Fame.
So yeah.
Oh, anyway.
So he charted 32 hits between 1960 and 1966, starring in 2 films. The 1961 Twist Around the Clock and the 1962's Don't Knock the Twist, that showcased his fluid dance moves and ability to inspire others to dance. I mean, looking at that one video of him dancing, like, I could see where that would be easy of, like,
Right.
well, I can do that too, you know?
Yeah. Very like simple type stuff.
Yeah. He experimented in later years with folk music, psychedelic rock, and disco.
Interesting.
And in 1988, the hip-hop group Fat Boys returned Checker to the top 40 by recording a rap version of The Twist.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I want to look that up. I'm going to look that up later.
You're going to look it up?
Mm-hmm. Later. I know. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Next, we have, hold on, sorry. We are doing Joe Cocker. Joe Cocker was a British blues rock singer. He was born May 20th, 1944 in the United Kingdom, and then died in December 22nd of 2014 in Colorado of lung cancer. He had 5 decades worth of long career and recorded nearly 40 albums. Some of his most popular songs were Up Where We Belong, With a Little Help from My Friends, which was a cover, Feeling All Right, Unchain My Heart, and he actually began performing in pubs in the early 1960s. He was in a music group called the Grease Band from 1966 to 1969.
I love that name.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool name. Pretty cool. Up Where You Belong was his best-selling song. It was a duet with Jennifer Warnes, and it earned a Grammy in 1983. He gained international fame after performing his cover of With a Little Help from My Friends at Woodstock in 1969 in New York. I think I would have liked to go to Woodstock.
I would have loved to go to Woodstock. Somebody asked me a few weeks ago if I could time travel to any time.
Would it be that?
What would it be? Like, backwards or forwards?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question.
And I'm like, well, I would love to go back to, like, the Viking time period, but it was super dangerous.
Right.
So not doing that.
Yeah.
1800s. It's just not safe.
No.
So I'm like the 60s, because then you can live through like the 60s, the 70s, and 80s again. And I was like, I'm not going forward. I don't know what that looks like.
But also the 60s had a lot of big like Martin Luther King and like all that stuff was going on.
Like major historical
big
thing.
Stuff.
So like,
which would have been fine for us to go back.
Right.
But for other people it might not have been as easy and nice to go back. But
right. But like music wise, like that would have been the time period to go through.
Yes, for sure. Totally. But yeah, I would have loved to go to Woodstock.
Yeah. I can picture it now. It'd be like when you went to that other show you told me about.
Like, where am I? just just yeah. But everyone was like that. You gotta think, I'm sure in the
Yeah, it was
60s and
yeah.
70s, like everyone was probably just stoned out of their minds, just like
Yeah.
enjoying music. But that sounds great right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Like you probably didn't have to worry about the things that we have now. Like you don't have
No.
to like they probably didn't have to worry about somebody coming in and shooting the
Right.
place up and stuff like that.
Right. And also like no one had cell phones, so
Right.
everyone was existing in the moment
Right.
and just making like friends with people, and like everyone was just there for the music.
I would totally take my cell phone just to record it all.
To Woodstock?
Yes.
Oh, like if you
Can
went
you
back in
imagine?
time,
Yeah.
people would be like, "What is that?"
This is sorcery.
She's a wizard. No, is it wizard or is it
Witch?
She's a witch.
Yes.
You might have been burned. I don't know. No, is that a thing back then? I don't know. Anyway.
No, that was like that was like 1600s, wasn't it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little off with the time period. 1600s, 1960s, same thing.
This is the Salem witch hunt.
Yeah, that's true. Was it in the 1800s? 17, 18?
1892.
No,
I'm sorry, 1692 to 1693.
I was only a couple thousand years off.
There's 200 people were accused.
That's insane. Did you ever think about that? They were probably like the normal ones too.
Absolutely, because if they really were witches, they wouldn't have died.
Right.
They would have just been like, poof.
Yep. They were probably the only ones speaking truth or something. And
it's like the people today that like,
Yep.
Yeah.
And people didn't want to hear it, so.
Oh, we don't like your modern, normal healing medicine that you grow.
Yep.
That's sorcery.
Yep. You deserve to die.
Yes. We must grow it in a lab with chemicals that are bad for you.
Yes.
That's the natural stuff.
Sounds right. Yep. Exactly. Anyway, back to Mr. Joe Cocker. He was known for his raw, emotive, raspy voice. Raspy seems to be the go-to this year.
Yeah.
And unique stage presence. He faced personal struggles with drugs and alcohol throughout his career, and then he also received an OBE, which is Order of the British Empire, for services to music in 2007. So yeah, that is what I have on Mr. Joe Cocker.
So how do they do that when someone gets inducted and they've passed away? Do they have like the family or someone come and accept it in their place?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Like someone who, like either his kids or like
right,
a relative of some sort come, and they probably will do like a whole like presentation or something on him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's something good to look up.
Yeah.
I will look that up and bring it up later on so we can move forward.
Who we got next?
We have Cyndi Lauper. Everyone knows Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, they do.
She was a pop singer in the 80s. She was born on June 22nd, 1953 in Queens, New York. She rose to fame in the 80s. In her early years, she started as a lead vocalist in cover bands before forming the rockabilly band Blue Angel. She gained solo success in 1983 with her debut album, She's So Unusual. Some of her most popular songs were Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which was her best-selling hit. Everyone knows that song.
Yes.
True Colors, another good one. Sally's Pigeon, and then Time After Time. She was a vocal activist on many different issues. She advocated for LGBTQ plus youth, women's rights, and other social causes, which is awesome. True Colors United was a charity that she came up with. It implements innovative solutions to youth homelessness by focusing on the experiences of those mostly impacted LGBTQ plus and people of color youth, BIPOC youth, can't talk. She is Unusual earned her a Grammy for Best New Artist. Girls Just Want to Have Fundamental Rights Fund created. I love it. I love it so much.
That's awesome.
Fund created into this was created only a couple years ago, 2022, to support women's reproductive health and voting initiatives. So, like what is happening now with our we have to like show our birth certificate or something. That's a whole thing going around now. Like
for IDs or other things?
For like IDs. So like you have
Okay.
to bring your birth certificate. So if you're a female and you've been married,
Oh, because of the name change thing.
then
Yeah.
you need another form of ID.
Like all that's gonna do is cause people to not get their name
Exactly.
changed when they get married because they don't want to deal with
That
all
or
that
just not
paperwork.
vote. People just won't vote.
Well, we can't have that. Like, regardless of which way you vote, you need to.
Agreed. I
So-
agree completely, but that's the whole point. I don't know. Anyway, I can go on forever of talking about this. But anyway,
Maybe we'll start another podcast,
podcast.
and then
Political issues, more like fundamental rights and people having, Anyway,
but
yes.
but
But
you never know on what we might see differently on things.
oh, true.
So-
I agree.
I feel like we could be respectful of one another to a point where we could
Yes.
debate it a little bit.
Agreed.
and
I
not
think that would
turn
be good.
insane.
True. Totally.
Let's
Completely.
just have a podcast for
Yeah.
each thing. We'll have
There's
this
a lot of different.
I don't know if there's enough time in the day.
We'll have a podcast for everything.
We'll never be going to concerts because we'll be
Nope.
recording podcasts.
Yep. Exactly. Oh man. So that fund was created to support women's reproductive health and voting initiatives. And then she had her farewell tour, which was called Girls Just Want to Have Fun Farewell Tour in 2024. So I'm guessing she's done now.
I didn't realize she had still been touring recently.
It was like a short tour, I think.
Like a short one.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
last I'm
just a
done
couple-
tour.
A
Yeah.
couple places and that's it.
Yeah. But think about it. She's what? 70s? 80s?
I'm really surprised that she hasn't been inducted already. Unless she was a
Yeah.
nominee before and just didn't get
it.
in.
Yeah.
Like it feels like she should have been in there already.
So 1953 to 25 is how many years? So 50 to 25 is 75.
Yeah.
So she's probably 72 years old.
Yeah.
So she went on a tour at 70-ish years old, 72 years
Can you
old.
imagine? Like I'm only 36 right now and I wouldn't want to do it.
I know. Like, how did Taylor Swift is our age and she was like out
Oh,
doing these 3-hour
3 hour
things.
shows, yeah.
And then like the whole I'm like, how? Then she would
Right.
like go out after. I'm like, no.
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 It'd be 10 o'clock at night. I just performed 3 hours. I'm like, I'm gonna go home to
Like
bed.
what are you eating to fuel you?
Yeah.
Like she has to eat some serious fuel in order to do that for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then have the
Yes.
energy after that to go out.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. I would not want to do it though now.
Easy mushrooms or something.
Right. I don't know. I think it would be fun for a little bit to do, just to experience it. And then just like, maybe I'll take my praise band on a tour.
Do it. Do it.
We only perform 90s Christian hits.
I will photograph for you and do
Perfect.
video.
Yes. Love it. Okay. So if you ever want to look out for us, our names are Joyride. We're going to go on tour in 2026. Just kidding. It's probably not going to happen. So if anyone's listening,
You should do it. Would they do it?
no,
No. Mm,
maybe. No. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Darn.
I did think it would be fun to like do like an outdoor church service at the like since we're like across from the square,
Oh, yeah.
like we could play in the little
The gazebo.
yeah, because that's where they do other concerts and stuff there.
Couldn't you just ask the city if you can use it?
Yeah, it'd be really easy, but that seems like a lot of work.
I mean, City Hall's right across the street.
See, I have this thing like I don't know what it's called. It's like I think it's called like I don't know what it's called, but I will literally put off the most simple task for like literal years because I'm like, I can't
It's
do
called
it.
human interaction, and it's difficult.
It is difficult.
Is it only when you have to deal with humans, or like taking out the trash?
Oh, it could be that. Or like,
Okay.
I struggle.
Well, that I kind of understand, because don't you have to like walk 10 miles to get to your garbage?
Well, that I feel like to a point, like once it gets to a point, I'm like, I have to take this out. But like, no, like it'll be like for a long time, I had a hard time like posting on social media for work. And like, ooh,
Oh.
that's my throat.
Are you okay?
Yeah. And like the owner would be like, "Are you gonna post?" And I was like, "I literally like can't." Like, and then I did it, and I was like, well, "That was like really easy. Why did I put this off?"
Right.
So like, it's just like stupid
No,
stuff.
I get it.
I don't know.
I do that with dishes.
Oh yeah,
I hate dishes.
yeah. I don't like dishes.
I would rather dust than do dishes. I'm the opposite of my mother. My mother
Yeah.
likes to do dishes, and she hates to dust. I was like, well, come to my house and do my dishes.
Yeah,
and
you
I'll
guys
do
can
your
like
house."
trade things. Perfect.
Yes.
Love it. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Not comparable, though.
No. So anyway, that is good old Cyndi Lauper. Next we have Outkast. All right.
It makes me feel so old.
They've been doing this for more than 25 years.
Like,
Insane, right?
yes. I feel like they should be like our age. Clearly,
they were
they're not.
They're not. They were in high school in 1992.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little older
I
than
don't
us, but like not like terribly. Well, probably only a couple. Well, I'm just kidding. Maybe like 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's
Yeah.
significantly. Anyway, it was Andre 3000 Benjamin and Antoine Big Boy Patton. Originated in Atlanta, Georgia in 1992. They met at Tri-Cities High School in 1992 in Atlanta. They were signed with LaFace Records and released their debut album in 1994. The album's name, if I mispronounce this, I'm really sorry. Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Wait, hold on. Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. It's all one word.
You just got to say it really fast.
Right. And achieved platinum status with that album, which is awesome.
Wow.
They must have like became popular pretty quickly.
I feel like they did, like,
Although
when we were in high school.
Yeah, so that was like 2000s.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like middle school, high
Yeah.
school, yeah.
So I wonder if like our parents knew who they were.
That's funny to think about.
They were like
Mom, do you know who Outkast is? Oh, yeah.
they were like our age
Yeah.
in the 90s.
I used to rock you to sleep with it.
Oh my gosh. So some of their most popular songs were mostly from like the 2000s. Hey Ya, which is their best-selling one. Everyone knows that song.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jackson.
Yes.
I am for real. Okay. So Fresh, So Clean. I like the way you move.
Yes. Yes.
Roses really smell like ooh. Ooh. I might have to listen to this.
Flashback.
Yep, I might have to listen to all this on the way home. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about it.
You should play it at work.
Yeah.
See if your kids recognize any.
At my church job?
No. Not your church job.
Like, we're not playing today. We're gonna just play these two songs. I
Yes.
said now, ladies. Yeah. just to the everyone in the pews. What's colder than being cold? Ice cold. I can't hear you. Oh my god, have you ever seen that old person choir?
No.
They do that song and it's so funny.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna watch that after
Okay.
this. Going on. They are credited with popularizing, I almost messed it up again, Southern hip hop and exploring the wide range of genre, including funk, psychedelia, and jazz. They were a key member of the Dungeon Family Collective, along with Organized Noise and Goody Mob. The Dungeon Family was a musical collective in Atlanta, so I'm guessing it's like a bunch of different hip hop people.
Okay.
Speakerboxxx and The Love Below, which is the one that came out during our time. 2003, it was a double album. It reached #1 on the Billboard 200. Both of Andre 3000 and Antoine Big Boy, they both pursued their solo projects after that record, and then they were reunited in 2014 for a short tour, and then I don't think they've been together since. I know, sad days.
I feel like the kids today would like get them.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I agree. So yeah, they were a good one.
Makes me want to go roller skating.
Yeah, right? Oh, that's so funny. All right, next we have Soundgarden.
So Soundgarden is an American rock band formed in Seattle, Washington in 1984 by singer and drummer Chris Cornell and lead guitarist Kim, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, Thale?
That's what it looks like.
And bassist Hiro Yamamoto. I hope I did not butcher any of that.
I think you were right.
Cornell switched to rhythm guitar in 1985 and replaced on drums initially by Scott Sundquist and later Matt Cameron in 1986. And then Yamamoto left in 1989 and was replaced initially by Jason Everman and shortly thereafter by Jen Shepard. Ben Shepard. I'm sorry.
Female drummers are cool. I wish it was a Jen.
Well,
sorry, Ben.
Anyway,
go on.
So they disbanded in 1997 and reformed in 2010.
Interesting.
And then following Cornell's death in 2017, Thale declared in October 2018 that Soundgarden had disbanded a second time. The surviving members of the band have continued to occasionally work together since then, including reunited for a one-off concert in tribute to Cornell in January 2019, and again in December 2024 for a benefit concert in Seattle with Shayna Shepherd as vocals under the moniker Nude Dragons.
Nude Dragons.
Because aren't dragons nude all the time?
True. Unless you dress them.
Do you do that?
I can. Maybe.
So
Clothed dragons.
Clothed dragons. We should start a band, Clothed Dragons.
And we only cover their songs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So
Anyway.
Soundgarden was one of the pioneers of grunge music, a style of alternative rock that developed in the American Pacific Northwest in the mid-1980s and helped popularize it in the early 1990s, alongside such Seattle contemporaries as Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, and Nirvana, which, I mean...
Big people.
Very big, yeah. They were the first of a number of grunge bands to sign to the Seattle-based record label Sub Pop, through which they released 2 EPs, Screaming Life in 1987 and Fop in 1988. Their debut album, Ultra Mega OK, was also released in 1988 by the Los Angeles-based independent label SST Records. Although the album did not sell well initially, it garnered critically acclaimed and the band's first Grammy Award nomination. They were the first grunge band to be signed to a major label when they signed to A&M Records shortly after the release of Ultra Mega OK. The release of their second album, Louder Than Love, in 1989 was the band's first album to enter the Billboard 200 chart, peaking at number 108 and spawned 2 radio hits, Hands All Over and Loud Love.
Interesting.
Yes.
Now, go ahead.
it's nice to see like the alternative rock starting to get
Yes. And that
in
was
there.
around the time period because, like, in the 90s is when it started really
Yeah.
picking up with the
Yeah.
grunge music. So that's really interesting. So, question, do you think ultra mega okay? What do you think that meant? Do you think it meant like super totally mediocre?
Yeah. Yes.
Super totally fine?
Yes. Ultra mega okay. I wonder if that was ever like a slang. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it could have been like, I
Ultra
don't know.
mega okay.
Don't let the Gen Zs hear it.
Right.
They'll steal it.
Right. It's cooked.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm cooked. Ultra mega okay.
Perfect. Well, that's interesting.
Ultra mega okay cooked.
It's cooked.
Ultra mega cooked.
Ultra mega cooked. So, yeah, that's good. Yeah. And we probably sound terrible. Like,
It's
Gen
okay.
Z is probably like, what are they saying? What is happening? No, I think that's almost like, yeah, it is Gen Z.
Yeah.
When
But
did, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when does Alpha start? 2010?
Somewhere around there because beta started this year. So yeah,
That's so crazy.
I know. It's like the more generations, the older we're getting.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
I like that they're starting to get the alternative rock in here because, like,
yeah,
obviously, like you said, the grunge is like the 80s, 90s, but
Yeah.
then towards the end of the 90s, early 2000s was like the punk.
yes,
So it's only going to be a few years that
right,
you're probably going to start seeing like
true. Yeah, like this is gonna be more.
a punk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to, I don't know, dig a hole at that point because
Yup.
I'm going to feel ancient.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to be able to see that stuff though.
Yeah. One of the kids asked when I graduated, and then they were like, "Oh, that's when I was born," and I was like,
Thanks.
"Really cool."
Just wait, it circles back around because we probably did it. Okay.
And the other day we had auditions, and I was like, "Hi guys, I'm Kelsey. I've been doing this for 15 years," and one of my kids was like, "Oof, you're not old though."
Thanks, kid.
Cool. Anyway,
At least working with these kids, you're like keeping up with I know
Right.
it's really hard to keep up with all of it.
they teach me
But-
the slang, and then I
Yeah.
forget it, and then they have
That's
to
what the
remind
app's
me.
for.
What app?
The one app you were looking at, or was that just a website? It was like a translator, a word translator.
Oh, it might have been a website.
Was it?
Yeah,
They should
they should
have
have an app for old people,
Mm.
millennials and up.
Yes.
We need an app.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed. Anyway, next we have the White Stripes.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
Another group. So they were from Detroit. They were known for combining punk, folk, country, and not again. Mississippi Delta blues. I think I was trying to combine all three of those words at once. And they formed in 1997. Jack White was born on July 9th of 1975, and Meg White was born December 10th, 1974, and she was the drummer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just the two of them was the band. A leading group of 2000s. They were a leading group of 2000s indie rock and the decade's garage rock revival. Some of their most popular songs were Seven Nation Army. That's the one I completely forget. Or not forget. That's the one I always remember.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember the bass part
Yeah.
and the drum. I can't sing it right now,
No.
but I remember like the
Yeah.
it's very, I don't know, very distinct. The
Yeah.
drum and the bass.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to be friends. Fell in love with a girl, and Icky Thump. I don't know what that is, but it's an interesting name. Icky Thump.
Icky thump. Ultra mega icky thump.
Ultra mega Icky Thump. We should come up with a name of a song. We should just come up with our own album and then write these songs. Just from other people's songs' names.
Yes. I like that.
Anyway, before they became the White Stripes, Meg held a variety of service jobs, and Jack worked as a furniture upholster. Jack signed on as a drummer for the established cowpunk quote band Goober and the Peas in 1993. Goober and the Peas broke up in 96, along with Jack and Meg getting married that year. Jack and Meg claimed to be brother and sister. I found this interesting. So they claimed to be brother and sister, but media found their marriage license from 1996 and a divorce certificate in 2000. I don't know.
What?
Interesting. I don't know.
Were they brother and sister that got married?
I have no clue, but that's a little weird.
Why would you claim?
I don't know. Maybe they. I don't know.
Maybe they just didn't want to explain.
Yeah.
Their relationship.
Maybe, which is
I get
possible because they didn't get big until 2000.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was interesting. Signed with Sympathy for the industry label, and released their self-titled debut album in 1999. The White Stripes went on a hiatus in 2007 after Meg experienced performance-related anxiety, which is really interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was performing all these years, and I wonder if something happened in her life where, like...
Or maybe, like, the whole media thing with
right.
them.
I could not be famous. I would just be...
You better buckle up, because this podcast might blow up one day.
Off the chain.
And
then we're just both going to be famous and have to run from the paparazzi.
So that...
Cleveland paparazzi?
I don't think there's much of that around here.
I don't know. You never know. Maybe we're just not famous enough.
You're going to find pictures of you in the news walking your dogs. You're
looking like Adam Sandler. Yeah. Every day. Every time I take my dogs out. I'm like,
give him a run for his money.
Yep.
Competing.
I will be like the female version of Adam Sandler. Perfect. I'm all about it. Anyway, in February 2011, Meg and Jack announced that they would no longer record or appear as the White Stripes. Sad.
That's sad.
But yeah, also another group that was pretty big back in the day. I think all of these people are
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like it though.
Those were all of the inductees this year. Next, we have our Music Influence Award. So I did a little research. This award recognizes artists whose music and performance style have directly influenced, inspired, and evolved rock and roll and music impacting culture. So that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
So, Salt-N-Pepa. Salt-N-Pepa. They were a rap hip hop group. Cheryl James was born in March 28th, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York. Sandra Denton, Peppa, born November 9th, 1966 in Kingston, Jamaica. And Deidre Roper, DJ Spinderella, was born August 3rd, 1971 in Brooklyn, New York. They became one of the first all-female ensembles, not only to break into the male-dominated rap music scene, but also to cross over into the pop world. Pretty cool. Cheryl and Sandra became friends while attending Queensborough Community College in Queens, New York. So some of their most popular songs were Push It For You. And then Shoop, Shoop, Doop, Doop, Doop. I'm just going to sing all their songs. Okay. And then, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a good man.
No, that was their song.
It says what a man. I could, if it's the wrong one, I'm sorry.
No, it probably is. I probably just didn't know it was theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah. Now when I think back.
And let's talk about sex, baby.
Yeah. Good songs.
Let's talk about you and me. Okay. Anyway. In 1985, they called themselves Supernature. DJ LaToya Hanson, Cheryl James, and Sandra Denton was that group. In 1985, the group signed with the Next Plateau Records and changed their name to Salt-N-Pepa, and that's when Deidre Roper, who is DJ Spinderella, replaced DJ LaToya Hanson in 1987. Their first album was called Hot, Cool, and Vicious. Released in 1986, the group disbanded in 2002, and the members went and pursued their own interests. In 2021, the group received a Grammy for Lifetime Achievement.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know they've gone back on tour because I think they were just on tour with New Kids on the Block a few years ago.
Oh, look at that. I must have missed that somewhere. But yeah, that's awesome. All right. And then the other person who's getting it is Warren Zevon.
Zevon? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it either.
hopefully.
He was an artist. One of the most talented and significant singer-songwriters to emerge in the 1970s. He wrote poetic but offbeat songs, often with darkly humorous and acerbic lyrics, and delivered them with a dry wit and a twisted energy like no other performer could. Throughout his career, he built a devoted fan base and earned the respect of his greatest peers, including Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, and Neil Young.
Yep, big people.
He trained as a classic pianist. He began his career in the 1960s as a composer of the commercial jingles, a writer of pop songs, including 2 records by the Turtles, and a singer in the folk pop duo Lime and Sybil. Followed by several years doing session work and touring with musicians, including the Everly Brothers. His self-titled album, released in 1976 and produced by his friend Jackson Browne, won glowing reviews from critics and admiration from artists including Linda Ronstadt, who covered 4 of its songs. The follow-up album, Excitable Boy, in 1978, featured the smash hit Werewolves of London, which climbed the... Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just murdered my face with my microphone. Everything is fine.
His smash hit Werewolves of London, which climbed the single charts and earned him a cult following that remained his entire career.
Cool.
Yeah. So after releasing more than a dozen critically acclaimed albums, he was diagnosed with an inoperable form of lung cancer in 2002. He spent the final months of his life completing his last album, The Wind, in 2003, which featured
contributions
from numerous friends and admirers, including Brown, Springsteen,
Emmylou
Harris, Don Henley, and Tom Petty. He died 2 weeks after the release of the album, which earned 2 Grammy Awards.
Wow.
While he never achieved the level of fame and recognition he deserved, he was adored by music critics, revered by his contemporaries, and deeply loved by his fans. He was and remains one of my favorite songwriters, said David Crosby. He saw things with a jaundiced eye that still got the humility of things. His musical legacy lives on in the work of rock and country troubadours Eddie Vedder, Jason Isbell, Amanda Shires, Taylor Goldsmith, and many others.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting that there were 2 people on this list who died from lung cancer.
Yeah, well, smoking was a big...
Yeah, it was. I forgot about that.
It was a big thing.
Yeah.
Granted, there wasn't as much stuff in it back then as there is now.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next we have our Music Excellence Award. This one recognizes the significant contributions of songwriters, producers, and session musicians who have greatly impacted music history. The Musical Excellence Award acknowledges those who may not be inducted under the performer category. So first we have Tom Hall.
His career spanned more than 6 decades. Producer, arranger, songwriter, musician Thom Bell was, along with Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, one of the mighty three figures in the creation of the Philadelphia sound, a brand of soul music typified by lush arrangements and sophisticated funk. A prolific creator, Bell's work crafted hit after hit for artists like the Delphonics and the Stylistics, the Spinners, and many more. Laid the groundwork for the disco of the 1970s and R&B of the 1980s. He was born in Kingston, Jamaica. Thomas Bell moved to Philly with his parents at age 4. He began studying classical music as a teen with the aim of becoming a conductor. After forming a short-lived doo-wop group with Gamble and a stint as a session musician and songwriter for Cameo Records, Bell met a local group. I cannot read today. I'm really sorry, guys.
You're doing great. Keep it up. You got it.
Bell met local group with the Delphonics. Bell co-wrote and produced 2 hits for the group, La La Means I Love You, and Didn't I Blow Your Mind This Time. Bell then teamed up with Gamble and Huff, first on a record production company, then on Mighty 3 Music, a publishing company for their songs. So his classical training and love of unusual... I quit.
Last week it was me.
Kelsey, just fire me.
Then we both fire each other.
Okay, that's fine. Oh,
You're doing good.
Bell's classical training and love of unusual instrumentation, particularly inspired by the distinctive film scores of Italian composer. I'm gonna butcher this. And
hold on. So Italian composer Ennio Morricone?
Probably, because they all end in E.
Yeah.
Morricone.
Morricone.
You did say ciao, so.
I did.
Maybe you knew this was coming.
I knew it was coming.
Ennio Morricone set him apart from other soul writers and arrangers and resulted in songs that felt both fresh and timeless. I don't know what's going on with my voice today.
Yeah, you okay?
And I don't know. I'm probably dying. It's just a hot mess express today.
I'm glad we don't have a YouTube video yet. Okay.
People might find enjoyment out of this. I could see that. You taking your face out with your mic being a meme of some sort. There you go. That's how you're probably going to get famous.
Yeah. Yep. Get a meme made out of me. Perfect. Love it. Oh. Man. Okay.
Where was I at? Oh. This included songs he co-wrote like I'll Be Around by the Spinners and Brand New Me by Dusty Springfield. Songs he arranged such as Backstabbers by the OJs and Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul, and albums he produced for artists ranging from Dionne Warwick to Elton John to James Ingram. Thom Bell was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2006 and the Musicians Hall of Fame in 2016. Bell said invariably, when other producers and musicians would say that my sounds were odd for R&B, I would just tell them, I don't do R&B, I do music. Bell passed away in 2022, and his influence can be heard on an array of soulful artists, including David Bowie, Carole King, Hall & Oates, George Michael, Jill Scott, and Jasmine Sullivan.
I don't do R&B, I do music. I like it.
I get that though.
Yeah.
Because I think you and I both, we don't.
It's like getting put into a box.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So music is music.
Right.
Next we have Nicky Hopkins. You get to read again.
I know. Let's see if my voice makes it through this.
You can do it.
Okay. A hero of the piano, Nicky Hopkins played in over 250 albums during his career. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
albums, not songs.
Yeah, that's a
albums.
lot.
Helping to craft classic songs by the Rolling Stones, Beatles, Kinks, The Who, Jeff Beck Group, Steve Miller Band, and Jefferson Airplane.
You're doing so good. It's okay. We're almost done.
I feel like I'm back in third grade again.
Almost done. It's
when
okay.
they go around to read.
Yeah, you have to,
and
like,
you
read
just
ahead.
totally butcher it, and then the class is just making fun of you the whole day.
Oh, man.
Hopkins was one of the most in-demand session musicians in rock and roll for more than 3 decades. Hopkins playing transcended genre from the locomotive boogie woogie and blues of Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis to the
Virtuistic.
Toast? Virtuosic.
The toast expressiveness of Rachmaninoff.
I would have totally butchered that. I'm glad you did that. Hopkins was known for finding the magical spaces between the guitar that would wind up filling out the song. Hopkins was only 16 in 1960 when he left the London Academy of Music to begin performing professionally with Screaming Lord Sutch and the Savages.
Interesting name.
Hopkins' formal training made him an asset as a session musician to legendary producers like Shel Talmy, Who, Kinks, Andrew Luke Oldham from the Rolling Stones, and George Martin from the Beatles. So after providing keyboard on early Kinks and the Who albums, Hopkins' big break came in 1967 when he began working with the Rolling Stones on their Satanic Majesty's Request, a relationship that continued through 1981's Tattoo You. Having declined an offer to join Led Zeppelin, then the Yardbirds, Hopkins did join several other bands, including the Jeff Beck Group, Quicksilver Messenger Service, Jerry Garcia Band. Most notably, Hopkins played with Jefferson Airplane at Woodstock in 1969 and the Rolling Stones' legendary 1972 North American tour. Can you imagine turning down being in Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Not saying that he didn't have success, because he clearly did, but like,
right,
to turn down a band like that and then later
do you think it was before they were like big? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, because they were the Yardbirds then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. New Yardbirds. Sorry, not the Yardbirds.
The new Yardbirds. That's so interesting.
So, although chronic health issues led to Hopkins' early death at age 50 in 1994, his career discography was expansive. From collaborations with everyone from Ella Fitzgerald to Frank Zappa, Hopkins' influence on the music of the 1960s London scene and the West Coast American scene of the 1970s is unmistakable. Hopkins' piano shaped the sound of the era and still reverberates today as an essential song like the Rolling Stones' Give Me Shelter, Jefferson's
Airplane.
Jefferson's
Airplane.
Jefferson Airplane's Volunteer, Jeff Beck's Bolero, and Joe Cocker's You Are So Beautiful.
You are so beautiful. Actually, funny story. While I was looking up information on Joe Cocker, I was at the coffee shop right by my house, and that song came on.
Really?
Yes. I was like, well, this is interesting.
Whoa.
Right? This was so crazy.
Out of all the songs.
Yeah.
Do they normally play music like that in there?
Yeah, because then they played like I Will Always Love You by like Dolly Parton. So, like they were playing a good variety of like older music, but like yeah,
but for that to come on.
Yeah, I was like, what is it's so random.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. So I think I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Were you gonna tell me how terrible job I did of
You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. It's okay.
I'm not doing great. I'm falling apart over here.
Oh my gosh. Well, don't worry. I'll talk the last two, so you're good.
Thanks.
Anytime. Okay, so the last oh, I was gonna say for this person that we were just talking about for Hopkins played for 250 albums. So if you think about that, there's probably a bunch of like session musicians that record with these bands. So probably on like so many different different people's albums, you know?
Right.
That's crazy. Anyway, moving on. Kaye is our third person for this award. She was an electric bassist. She was born in 1935 in Everett, Washington. Started with the lap steel guitar at age 13, progressed to the Spanish style guitar at 14, and eventually the electric bass. She started as a guitar teacher and jazz guitarist and began her session work in 1957, backing artists like Sam Cooke. She was one of Hollywood's so-called wrecking crew, a stable of the finest recording studio musicians in America. So I wonder how many like people there are in that, like
yeah,
who are like the go-to call people, you know?
Right.
I don't know. She contributed to everything from the Phil Spector girl group era to surfer rock to numerous music icons, including Bing Crosby, Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Stevie Wonder, and many more. She played on an estimated of 10,000 recording sessions.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. Played on theme songs and scores for many TV shows and Hollywood movies. Her legacy was sealed with the release of the documentary films 2004's First Lady of the Bass and 2008's The Wrecking Crew. So yeah, she had a lot to do with the music industry back then.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I might have to watch one of those documentaries.
Yeah, I love a good documentary on.
I wonder if they're on like Netflix
music.
or Hulu or something. I will be looking that up later.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce this award? The next one, the Ahmet Ertegun Award. This award recognizes non-performing industry professionals who have significantly impacted the development and growth of rock and roll and music that has influenced culture.
Okay.
So Lenny Waronker, he was a record producer.
Okay.
He was born October 3rd, 1943 in Los Angeles. He was a record producer and music industry executive, celebrated for his artist-first philosophy and transformative leadership. When he was 13 years old, his father, Simon, founded Liberty Records, so the music industry has been in his family for a very long time. Lenny turned Warner Brothers into a juggernaut, but also a haven where musicians felt trusted, empowered, and true to themselves. In 1970, Lenny became head of A&R at Warner Bros. Over the next 10 years, he produced numerous acclaimed albums, including groundbreaking debuts by Ry Cooder, Ricky Lee Jones, Maria Muldaur, Randy Newman, and Van Dyke Parks. In 1982, Lenny was appointed president of Warner Bros., ushering in a seismic sea change for the music industry, a label president who came right from the studio. So he was a label president and he was like working in the studios before that. Lenny gave artists a home, nurtured their sound, and redefined leadership within the music industry.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool that they do an award like that because I feel
there's a lot of behind the scenes people.
There's a lot of behind the scenes
who make things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a collection of all of them. Yes, an artist is the big.
Obviously, they're the one making the music,
yes.
But you need someone in like when you're that big, you need someone to
like
actually make things happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure scheduling all of your shows when you're that big is like
that's a lot. But yeah, I think there's a lot that people forget about, like band managers and
Yeah.
producers and
Yeah.
like down to even like their lighting techs and their guitar techs. Like
totally.
it takes a village sometimes, and it's nice to see that they do an award like this.
Or
where
like the
it's-
sound guy. I feel like that's
Yeah.
the most important guy.
right, right,
Because he's the one in charge of how loud or
Right.
soft everyone is. So
right,
yeah,
right.
craziness.
Maybe eventually they like with social media and stuff being so big that they'll do like a maybe not them, but in general, like even like the photographers that
Yeah.
take pictures of the bands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because some of that is like I follow some photographers that do shows, and some of those shows like you can't get around,
Yeah.
but they get like amazing pictures somehow.
I hope they get paid well.
I would hope
If
so.
they get paid, especially for like smaller bands, you know?
Right. They probably a lot of them donate their time when they're first
Yeah.
starting out.
Yeah. That's hard. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with how like I feel like when you're in a band or you're touring, like you don't have a set, like you have a schedule, but it's going to be different.
Right.
Every time.
Crowd's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Venue's gonna be different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy. So those are everyone who are the nominees for this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty interesting. I recommend definitely going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, checking it out. And they have a lot of really cool things there. They have activities. They have like a little gift shop too that you can go to. Adult tickets are $40 and youth tickets are $30. Kind of expensive, but I think it is, worth it, especially if you're only going like once. Okay, so let's see.
So if you're a first responder, you can get a discount.
They have a Northeast Ohio resident discount.
Yeah. So
Military, first responders, college students. So they have a lot of discounts that you can get.
Mhm.
You can also get annual pass.
Pays for itself in 2 visits.
Yeah.
Kind of like the zoo.
Yeah. So it's probably like
rating.
$80 or something. And
Yeah. Oh, and you get 10% off in the store and cafe.
Ooh,
And access to exclusive pre-sales and more.
that's cool.
Mhm.
Doesn't the Rock Hall also do like a rock off? Like a high school rock off? I'm pretty sure I remember that.
I feel like you've told me about that before.
So they'll do like high school bands and they'll do like a rock off. I don't know. So yeah, definitely check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I was there, but it's a lot of fun. And now that they're making it bigger too,
That'll be cool. I'm really curious what they're going to do. I hope that they're going to exhibit more things.
yeah.
So there's how many levels? See? Yeah, that's the garage band thing that I was talking about, level 2.
That's pretty sweet. Let's get you in there and just start belting out some.
Yeah. We did I think we did Party in the USA.
That's awesome.
So everyone played and then we like me and one of the other teachers did it. Like sang it. So it's pretty cool. Pink Floyd's The Wall. That's interesting. They do like a whole little section of like weird, unique things dedicated to like a certain thing, certain album or something.
So right now there's 6 levels.
Yeah. And they get smaller as you go up because it's a pyramid.
Yeah.
If you know how pyramids work, they're small.
Yeah, it's really cool in there.
So yeah. The lower level, which is level 0, has all like the artifacts and stuff.
I like to see that stuff.
Yeah, so it has like different like rooms and groups of certain specific artifacts and clothing and
I love
gloves and
the clothing is really cool to see because like seeing a person on TV or on video or whatever, you like imagine them a certain size, like height wise.
Yeah.
And there's been plenty of times I was in there and I was like, I didn't realize that person was that small. I didn't realize how tall that person was. So like to get an idea of what they like really looked like.
For sure.
It's really cool.
Totally. This was like a nice long episode.
Yeah. And it's full of me not being able to talk because I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's all good.
My throat today.
It's all good. All is great.
But thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed it and got some good information about this year's nominees. All right.
Are you going to say ciao saying bye to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Ciao. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Come back for more awkward millennial concert adventures. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Post Concert High. Be on the lookout for future episodes on YouTube.